Paulaner, Münchner, Hell. And remember, life is too short to be drinking shitty beer. Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. The sun is over the yard arm, so it's time for a beer. And today I have got the Paulaner Münchner Hell. Now Paulaner are probably the biggest brewer in Bavaria, and a pretty big brewery all round actually in Germany. And they brew some fantastic beer. I love their Weiss beer. I tried their Salvatore yesterday, which was absolutely amazing. Really was a 10 out of 10 standout beer for me. And I also got some of their Münchner Hell, which is basically their Munich lager. Now, I absolutely love Bavarian beer. There's a certain thing with them Munich malts that you just don't get from any other malt. That sweet, slightly smoky sort of flavour to them, and they are just so refreshing and so drinkable, the beers that they've brewed with them. And I'm hoping this is going to be one of them. I don't think I've tried this before. I may have done. I know they have it on draft in a pub, in a few pubs that I've been in actually, so it's quite popular. But they've always had other good beers in the pub. For example, there's one in just down the road from me, and they're a real ale pub, and they have this on draft, but I never go for it because there's always really good Kentish ales on there that I want to drink instead of this. So this may turn me, but who knows. Let's talk a little bit about the beer. Okay, so this is a 500ml bottle. It's 4.9% in the alcohol, which you might find strange, but I think they've done that to get around the export duty or the import duty that is paid on beers over 5%. So a lot of brewers do that just to get over that now. I don't know. I think there's been some new legislation been brought in which is going to affect that. But anyway, that's by the by. It is as I say, it's a Münchner Hell, which is basically a Bavarian lager. It says brewed in accordance with the Bavarian Purity Law 1516. Beer ingredients: water, malted barley, hops. To me, see again, this is what I talk about when I talk about brewers adding sugar and they're adding all sorts of nonsense into it. If you keep it simple, you know, I can't remember who it was, but someone was saying the number of strains of yeast that there are out there mean that the possibilities for beer flavour are endless, and I agree with that. So you know, when you see people putting sugar and dextrose and glucose and all sorts of syrups and nonsense in there, you just think, oh, why? Anyway, let's get back to this beer. As I say, yeah, it is a Bavarian lager from Paulaner. Let's get it open and let's see what's going on in the bottle. Okay, open it up. There is the cap. It is the normal Paulaner cap. If you cannot see that, this is what it looks like on the nose, out of the bottle. Yeah, again, them sweet malts. They almost smell like, and I know I keep making this comparison and it sounds disgusting, but it almost smells like slightly smoked bacon. There is a slight, that's what I'm getting anyway, and it's lovely and it flavours the beer. Some people might not like that, but that for me is the ultimate. So let's get it open into glass and I'll see what is going on in now. I didn't know what glass to put it in, so I've just put it into this tankard. It will show off the colour and it will show off what is going on there. Wow, look at that. Look at that carbonation. I tried Goose Island yesterday and the carbonation on that was just insane. But what I like about this is the bubbles are tiny. On the Goose Island stuff, they were huge. And there is a difference, believe me, in the size of the bubbles to what it does to the mouthfeel. Don't get me wrong, carbonation is essential. You know, whether it be natural or, you know, from the yeast, or whether it's added. Otherwise, it prolongs the life of the beer in the glass. But it could also add some nasties to it as well, particularly the mouthfeel. There it is in the glass. It's a golden colour, very light golden colour on the nose. On the nose through the 1.5 finger frothy white head. More of them sweet Munich malts with the slight, I don't know, it's like a cereal, sweet cereal mixed in with just the tiniest hint of smoked bacon. It sounds disgusting, but it's absolutely lovely. I absolutely love it. And it smells amazing. Let's get it down the hatch. Prost, as they say in Germany. Really good. Really, really good. It goes down silky smooth. Really is refreshing, and on a day like this where it's quite warm outside, this is just the ticket. Don't be put off by that carbonation in that glass, because this just slips down a treat. In the mouth, you do get faint malt, a little touch of lemon citrus, a little tiny bit of hot bitterness, but not a lot. But for me, this wins when you swallow, and then that back end, just full of them lovely, sweet, biscuity, doughy type Munich malts, which just linger and linger and linger. And it's just amazing. You know, a lot of, as I say, a lot of, I know I keep going on about these malts. You know, every time I review them, I just bang on about the Bavarian malts. But the trend in other lager brewers is to emphasise the hops and the lemon citrus as well, whereas the Germans are quite malt heavy on their stuff. And I think that's a winner, because it gives you such a lovely aftertaste. There's a little smokiness on there as well. As I say, just a hint. It's very subtle, but this just stands out to a certain degree. I will say that the Augustiner trumps this. The Augustiner Helles is better, but only, you know, just. This is a really good one, and you know, I'd be quite happy to spend my money. If they had this in the shop round the corner, I would probably, you know, on a summer's day, this would be my drink of choice. It's just so good, and it tastes clean. You know, there's no nasties in there. There's none of that, you know, shit that they add to some of the big brewers that they add to the lagers over here. I know they do it to the Holsten Pils, which I know is sort of based up in Northampton. It's brewed up in Northampton, sorry, but they add sugar to it, and even though it is drinkable, it's not as refreshing as this, and it doesn't taste as clean. This just tastes so clean and pure. Lovely. I absolutely love that. That is amazing. And as I say, what does it for me is that back end, that biscuit, the doughy, bready, biscuity back end on that with a little touch of smoke. It's just so Moorish. I absolutely love it. So what is the verdict? That is a 10 out of 10. And the reason it's a 10 out of 10 is because they get everything right. in that, as you would expect from a Bavarian Helles or a Bavarian lager. It's just got everything spot on. The malt, just the hop balance, the slight smokiness, the big malty aftertaste on it, you know, with the bready and the biscuit malt that just lingers and lingers and makes you want to drink more. And the clean drinking of it as well, and the super smooth mouthfeel. And, you know, everything's right with this beer. Now, as I said, it's not better than the Augustiner Helles. For me, that's just, you know, that's out of this world for me. Best lager I've ever tasted. But this is not bad at all, and I'm quite happy giving this 10 out of 10. It's not doing anything wrong, certainly not. Absolutely amazing. But I wouldn't expect anything less from a Bavarian Helles. I don't think you'd last long in Bavaria if you brewed shit beer. You wouldn't. You know, there's so many to choose from. There's so many good breweries in Bavaria. You know, if you're winging it or you're cutting corners, you know, you're going to get found out and no one's going to buy your beer. So all of them, they do pull out all the stops and just get it right. Iinga, Paulaner, Weinstefana, well, Schneider, they all just get it right. And there's, you know, Bayreuther, Hofbrau, all the others, Löwenbrau, you know, I could reel them all off. There's literally hundreds. But yeah, 10 out of 10, recommended. And remember, just like this, beer is working class champagne.